So the subject today is disaster management. As you are aware, disasters have been not so common in Kerala. We are one of the luckiest states in the world where the disasters have been least. Let it be natural disasters like flood or earthquake or volcanic eruption or man-made disasters or artificial disasters like bomb blast, war. These things have been very less in our state. That is why when a flood came in 2018, all of us were worried what to do because we were not able to manage it. We were worried how to manage it. So 2018 flood has taught us how to be prepared for disaster management. Basically, what is a disaster? Any accidental occurrence of man-made or natural calamity is a disaster. Remember that statement, any accidental occurrence of natural or man-made calamity is a disaster. So you can name many. I have told for 5. Like the flood is a natural calamity. Earthquake is a natural calamity. Then drought is a natural calamity. Then bombing, you may not have known it, but when we were young, all of a sudden the announcement came, we are having a war with China. After evening, no light should be put on in houses. Everywhere it was dark. Can you imagine now? That was an instruction from the government. So the electricity boards will shut down the power supply because light is an indicator for the warplanes to reach. By seeing the lights, they will decide which areas to bomb. So all the lights were shut out. And you have witnessed one of the biggest natural disasters. What is that? Yes? The COVID. The COVID which broke out by the end of 2019, which is still continuing in some of the countries, was the biggest ever natural disaster in the world. And you have been witness to that. So these are all meaning of disasters. As I have told, the COVID disaster we have seen. So the first thing we have to discuss is Earth as a system. Then only we will know what is a disaster and what is natural. The first part of the topic is Earth as a system. You know that we used to study in our school days that there are 9 planets. Or in Sanskrit we used to say Navagraha. But the Navagraha in Sanskrit is different from the 9 planets in your science book, because in Navagraha in Sanskrit, even the moon is a planet. No, moon is not a planet. Okay. So out of the 9 planets which we used to study, 1 planet is now not in the list. Which is that planet? Pluto. Why it has gone out of the list? It is big in size. It is bigger than even Mercury, but it has been removed from the list of planets because its behavioral pattern and its orbital pattern are more like an asteroid, not like a planet. So it is, though it is big in size, it is removed. The planet nearest to the Sun is Mercury. Nearest to the Earth is the Moon, which is a satellite, which is not a planet. The nearest planet to the Earth is Venus. Next nearest you see Mars. But Sun is far away, though in the diagram we show Sun as nearby. It takes almost 8 minutes for the light to reach Sun or the sunlight to reach here. 8 minutes means how much time? What is the speed of light? 3 lakhs kilometers per second. 3 lakhs. How many times it can go around the earth? What is the diameter of the earth? Diameter of the earth, the radius of the earth is 6,740 kilometers. So diameter is just double of that. So 13,400 kilometers diameter. So if you take pi d, it means around 40,000 kilometers only the perimeter of the earth. So sunlight can travel around the earth 8 times by the time you blink the eye. This is a funny thing. Sunlight can move around the sun 8 times by the time you just blink your eye in a second. And that sun is 8 minutes away. So what's the distance? 8 into 60 into 3 lakhs, those many kilometers away. Sun is not nearby. Even then, we are getting very high solar incidence here. Universe is an enigma for us. You know, Dr. Chandrasekhar, who was a Nobel Prize winner, has given us the concept of black holes. Have you heard about Dr. Chandrasekhar? His uncle was also equally or more famous. Who is his uncle? Any idea? Dr. C.V. Raman. Chandrasekhar is the nephew of Dr. C.V. Raman. Chandrasekhar has given us the idea of what is called black hole. He says that much of the matter in the universe is black matter. You see here, if you take universe as 100%, the dark matter is 23%. What about this dark matter? It is so heavy. If you take a spoonful of dark matter, it will be having the weight of so many elephants. Can you imagine? Because the dark matter is not having the external outside orbits in the atom. It has only nucleus. You would have studied the Avogadro number. You would have seen that you would have studied in your school days that the nucleus volume is only 1 by 10 raised to 16 or 1 by 10 raised to 18 of the total volume of the atom. What does it mean? The nucleus is very, very heavy compared to the atom, and this dark matter has only nucleus. So even a small particle of the black matter will be more heavy than you. Can you imagine it? Because there is no black matter here. We are in the normal matter. Normal matter is only 4% in the world. In the universe, the normal matter is only 4%. And the sun, the solar system is all in the normal matter. Because if at all our sun becomes a black matter, then earth will not exist. Black matter has got high gravity. It will attract everything nearby. Very heavy black matter attracts every planet, every star in lakhs of kilometers nearby. Luckily, we are not having a black matter in the solar system. If so, the solar system may not have been there. I hope you are realizing what is the Earth system. And Earth is a very small matter. Once a space scientist has told that if you take the solar system as a ball, the Earth is only a particle out of that ball. That's all. And then what about human beings? We cannot, invisible, microbes. Okay, this is the proportion of the universe. How the Earth originated, we really don't know. There are so many theories. One theory says that a big explosion, a supernova exploded. What's a supernova? The star has got lifetime. A baby star, a mature star, then it becomes what is called a red giant, and then it becomes supernova when it is very old. But the age of the star will be in millions and billions of years, not like us 20, 30 years. At the end of the life of a star, it becomes supernova, and after supernova, either it will explode or it will become dark matter at the end, like in the movies you would have seen. So, When the supernova explodes, so many pieces will be thrown out. And it is believed that one such piece will be very high because our sun is one of the smallest stars. Our sun is a very small star. And the nearest star to sun is what is called Proxima Centauri. It is 4.2 light years away. What does it mean? To reach that star, we have to travel 4.2 into 365 into 60 into 60 into 3 lakhs kilometers. We cannot. We can never reach a star beyond, even whatever the science and technology advance, we cannot reach star other than sun. Even sun we cannot reach. Why? Because the surface temperature of the sun is around 10,000 degrees centigrade. Metals, iron melts at 1500 degrees centigrade. What temperature you will melt? Maybe 300 degrees is enough for melting us. Because the incinerators in the cemetery where human bodies are melted will be around 1000 degrees centigrade. So we can never reach a star. It is out of question whether it is sun or any other star. And no metal available on this earth which can withstand that temperature. Out of the metals available on the earth, the maximum withstanding temperature for metals like molybdenum, it comes to 2000 degrees plus. Even silica, which is the material having, it's not a metal, it's a semiconductor. Even silica which can withstand only temperature up to 3000 degrees centigrade. So can we reach ever a star? Not possible, ruled out. But this is one theory, it's called the Big Bang theory. The other theory states that it is called the cloud theory. There was so much gaseous matter in the beginning. This gaseous matter condensed. One part became sun, the other part condensed around it, it became the planets. This is the belief system the Indians were having. You know, the first ever written book in history. What's the name of the first book? The first ever book, first epic written is Ramayana. But the first ever book, it was not written that time, it was recited, is Rigveda. Rigveda starts with the statement, Nasadasino Sadasitadani Nasidrajono Vyoma Paroyat. Means, in the beginning, there was everything, there was nothing. This is a statement. So that is what is called the gaseous condensation theory. There was a huge gas mass, it condensed to form the planets, but we can only believe some of these things, there is no proof. About the origin of the planet, it is believed that Sun is 1800 crores of years old, Sun. Earth is around 450 crores of years old. Earth age we can verify. How? Sun's age we cannot verify. Earth age we can verify. You have studied a carbon 12 isotope in your chemistry. Carbon 12 isotope is a radioactive material. It is abundantly present in all rock formation. So the rock formations we can check the radioactivity. You know, counters are there for checking. Have you heard about the Geiger-Müller counter and such counters, GM counters, which reads the radioactivity? So by reading the radioactivity, we can get convinced that Earth is 450 crores of years old. But Sun, it's only imagination, 4 times that of Earth. Not confirmed. How old is a human being on Earth? We are called Homo sapiens. We are all called Homo sapiens. Just before us, there was another species called Homo erectus. Just before that, there was another species called Neanderthal man. How is Homo sapiens old? Any idea? The maximum we are Homo sapiens, human beings are old, only 2 lakhs years. Because the oldest fossil of human beings found on Earth is less than 2 lakhs years. Can you compare the age of Earth with the age of man? The age of Earth is 450 crores of years, not lakhs. Lakh means you have to again multiply by 100. Whereas the human beings are only 2 lakhs or less years old. So we are some of the new entrants to this world. You would have seen the film Jurassic Park. Many of you would have seen it. What is the main organism in that period? Yes, dinosaurs. How old was that period? 30 to 80 million years. Much, much older than a human being. Then no human beings were here. That means more than 300 years old. Million means 10 lakhs. Now, how the earth is moving, we had a confusion earlier. These are all the fundamental things only. These are basics for studying about disasters. All the previous age scientists believed in heliocentric theory. What do you mean by heliocentric? That earth is the center of the universe, not the solar system, of the universe. Even Indians believed that, most of the people. Then later, from the age of Copernicus, in the 14th century, we started believing or we got convinced that everything in the solar system is revolving around the sun. That is called the solar-centric theory. So two theories, heliocentric theory and solar-centric theory. This gives you a small idea about the distance measures in the cosmos. As I told, the sun is around 8 minutes away. But the distance speed of light indicates in 1 year is called a light year. Normally, we say the distance of stars in light years. For example, if you see the star Sirius, we may be saying that this is 5,000 light years away. Means what? The light from Sirius started 5,000 years back from there, which is reaching here now. Even the closest star, I told Proxima Centauri, next to it is Alpha Centauri, that is from 4 to 5 light years away. That means any star which you see on Earth, the light would have started minimum 4 years back from there, when you were studying in the school. And some of the stars which you spot on the sky, the light would have started from there before human beings were born on Earth. This is how the distance is calculated. Then there is a standard unit used in distance which is called astronomical unit, AU. AU is the distance between sun and the earth. That distance is called an astronomical unit. Now we are coming on to the earth crust. We are going to study about the systems on earth. Earth crust, which is the most abundant material on earth. Which is the most abundant material on earth? Oxygen. Oxygen is 46.6%. Which is the next abundant material on earth? Silica. Silica means white sand is silica. White sand. With silica we make glass. With silica we make paints. All these are there. So silica is 27.7%. Which is the most abundant metal on earth? Many people used to tell me it is iron. No. Iron is not the most abundant metal on earth. It is aluminium, which is 8.1%. As I have told you earlier, we are not sure how the solar system evolved. So we believe in the blast and then condensation. Now going on to the inside of the earth, there is a solid crust outside. On the solid crust, land is there, water is there. How much is the water on the solid crust? How much area of the earth is covered by water? Any idea? Approximately 70%. 70% of the earth's surface is covered by water bodies, oceans, lakes, all these things together, rivers, etc., etc. And then, if you go deeper and deeper, it will get softer and softer. And inside the crust, we have got, when we go inside, the outer surface we call lithosphere of the earth, earth's surface. Why litho? Litho means rock. This is lithosphere where we move. Even the sand we see on the earth is broken stones. Sand is formed by broken stones. So if you go deeper and deeper, it goes to what is called a liquid form, which we call as magma. Magma, M-A-G-M-A. Magma comes out when? When does magma come out from the earth? Yes? When there are volcanic eruption. And it again flows outside and it solidifies. That is again called igneous rock. So igneous rock is solidified molten magma. But recently, a Russian scientist has come up with a theory that magma is not at the center. Magma is inside pockets in the earth. At the center means like an egg, the yellow part is inside. But he says that, I read in a book, it's a Russian book translated into English. He claims that magma, instead of being at a central point, it is in small pocket inside the earth. He says that is why at some places earthquake is there, some places it is not there. We cannot verify it, but it's only an imagination. So if you go deeper and deeper, you cannot survive. I have seen an English film in which some researchers are trying to go into the earth. Not possible, because first thing is, after some depth, the pressure will be so huge, any vessel will be crushed. You would have seen that when the researchers went for the ship, why their vessel was broken? The water pressure outside is so huge. Here itself, we are subjected to 1 atmosphere pressure. You are all subjected to 1 atmosphere pressure. What do you mean by 1 atmosphere? 1 atmosphere means 10.8 kilogram per centimeter square. Are you feeling that in 1 centimeter square area of your skin, 10.8 kilogram? You may not feel it, because we are made so. But you will feel it when, suppose you go up and up in the air, after some kilometers, you will start bulging out. And ultimately you will become like a balloon and you will burst out. Why? Don't try it, it will happen. That is why, if at all the spacewalkers lose their spacesuit, they will immediately die. They will bulge out. Spacesuit is a strong material with air inside it, so that the body bulging is controlled. If you don't have a spacesuit, you go outside in the space, you will be just bulging like a frog and bursting out, because there is no external pressure to counteract our blood pressure. Our blood pressure, the systolic pressure will just increase and you will burst out. So, going down the earth, as I told, pressure increases, but the material becomes softer and softer. An approximate diagram of the earth will show that it is circular or cylindrical or elliptical curves which delineates the layers. The lithosphere from the magma field, and in between it will be a soft field, and at the end of it, at the center of it, it will be again hard. Why? The pressure is so huge, it will be so compressed that the center portion will be not rock actually, it will be a heavy molten liquid at the center. We have got a magnetic field. We don't know still whether any other planet is having a magnetic field. We are having a magnetic field. If you go to the field and keep a magnet or suspend it, it will show north-south. That is because the Earth's magnetic field coincides with it. And Mars was also having a magnetic field long back. So let's study which says that Mars was also having a magnetic field, but it was broken by some cosmic changes. Now Mars is having magnetic field only at certain places, not everywhere. But Earth is having everywhere, right from north to south. It behaves like a natural magnet. That is why we can walk on the Earth. Have you just imagined, we are a globe-like thing. If India is on top, US is on bottom. So if you are standing vertically erect, the US person should be standing with the head down. Am I right? But do you feel it? No. Our magnetic field and our sensory mechanisms don't permit us to feel that. So the American may be saying that you are head down, but you can say that he is head down. But both are not. On the sphere, one person is downside, one person is upside, but our sensory mechanism do not permit us to understand it. You are so lucky that your sensory mechanism is limited. You can hear only sounds from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. If you can hear sound beyond that capacity, you will have to close your ears. Otherwise, you cannot live. We are blessed with so many such limitations. Limitations are also a blessing for the earth. And magnetic field will be there. Sometimes magnetic current will come from the sun. The sun is also having magnetism. It will come, and we have got a lot of magnetic elements within the earth. You know that all ferrous materials are magnetic. An element like aluminum is not magnetic, but iron, magnesium up to an extent, very limited. But iron is highly magnetic, and all iron compounds like bauxite. Now we are coming to certain other paradigms. It is believed that the earth was a totally single piece. It was called Pangea. Alfred Wegener in 1915 came with a new theory that is called the Pangea theory and Pandalasa theory. Maybe new to you. He says that initially the earth was a single element, not continents. Then it split to two. It split along the midline to two, Pangea and Pandalasa. And after that, it moved into different plates. We call it as the plate tectonics. Why do we have earthquake? When the plates are moving, either they detach each other or they attack each other, there is heavy vibration. That's called earthquake. Earthquake, we will have a detailed discussion later, how it is caused, what is the scale for measuring it. But this was the concept earlier that the entire, nobody has seen it, but it is believed from these fissure lines. These lines indicate that we were together earlier. Now this again expanded with oceans in between. This has oceans in between, that is this. It again expanded. So this movement of the Earth's surface is called tectonic movement. Tectonic. Tectonic. Tectonic means rock sheets related. Okay. So tectonic movements made it into this. When the plates of rocks move like that, if it is moving towards each other, it will hit and rise up. That is how mountains are formed. It may rise up or it may come down where nadirs will be formed. Himalaya, the greatest mountain on the earth, is how tall? How much tall is Himalaya? 8.85 kilometers roughly. Is it the tallest mountain on earth? No, the tallest mountain on the earth is inside the Pacific Ocean. It is 10.4 kilometers tall. So Himalaya is not the tallest mountain on this earth. But over the earth it is the tallest. The other one is in water. So these are all some curiosities we can have. So when you detach, wild gas may form, that may become ocean. When it comes and joins, it may crush together and it may lift up, where mountains like Himalaya or Alps may form, and when the mountains form by this, it will shake continuously for seconds. That is called earthquake. So any earthquake results from the movement of tectonic plates. It depends on you would have heard about the earthquake which are present. This is how the mountains are formed. Two plates coming together. Moving far away means it will form. This shows the different actions, moving towards each other, moving away from each other. So it can have different types of movements in that. Now we are going on to, so now you have got an idea about what is your earth. This is the first knowledge required. You have been living on this earth for so many years. Very rarely you think, what is this? Many times you have a question whether God is there or not. Then some people say that God is there in the temple or in the church or in the masjid, wherever it is. Then you start believing it. Like that, these things are mythically evolved, but we are forced to believe some of them. There is no proof for any of this. Only proof we get is earthquakes are there, rains are there, temperature is there, all these things. Now let us see climate, what is its impact on the earth. Climate is a very serious matter for us because the earth is being heated up. I'll discuss that, how we have to take care of it. What is the concern for you engineers in that? You are going to be mechanical or civil or computer science or electronics, and you will be a party to changing the climate on the earth, knowingly or unknowingly. That is why such a subject is introduced to you so that you are aware what is the damage you are doing. You are aware what unknowingly you have been doing. So keep in mind the climate is of utmost concern to every individual, not only you, because there is a doubt whether how many generations can survive hereafter. After discussing this point, I will come to that, how many generations can survive here. If you take the radiation level, every radiation on earth is coming, life on earth is dependent on sun. Why? Any life needs food. Food on earth can be prepared by only plants. No animals. The earth is having more than 30 million species. Out of them, including microorganisms, half of them are flora and half of them are fauna, plants and animals. No animal can produce food. Only plants can produce food. And if the plants have to produce food, the solar radiation should be incident on that. And the solar radiation, you just see, this is of concern to us, the mid one, Earth. If you take Earth, receives 1 unit of solar radiation. Venus receives, this is actually the reflection which I am saying. The Earth absorption and the other planets absorption. The Earth can absorb roughly 340 watts per square meter of solar energy. You have seen a solar plant in our campus. What is the capacity of that solar plant? 1000 kilowatt, that solar plant. 1000 kilowatt is called 1 megawatt. 1000 watt is called 1 kilowatt. 1 kilowatt hour is called 1 unit of electricity. For example, you will be paying your electric bill at home based on units consumed. 1 unit of electricity means 1 kilowatt working for 1 hour. And how much is the incident energy from the sun on the earth? Earth receives on an average 300 to 350 watts of energy per square meter, 1 meter length, 1 meter wide. So if you want a solar panel which will give you 1 kilowatt energy, how much is the area required? You are going to install a solar panel at your home. You want 1 kilowatt energy to be generated from that. How much square meter area you need? Simple numerals. When you become engineers, people may ask this question. I want a solar plant at my home. I want to have 1 kilowatt energy generated. What should be the area of the solar panel? Can you tell me, anybody? How much area is required for generating 1 kilowatt energy by a solar panel? Make your mind work. I told that 1 square meter gets 342 watts average. Let us take the average. So even in your sleep you should be able to say that if you need 1 kilowatt power, around 3 meters square. Why I told that 1 meter square produced 342. So 3 meters square produced around 1020 plus, roughly 3 meters square. Now don't go for decimals. Have you understood or not? Electrical people, be very careful. When you complete the course, most of the people working in our solar farm here are our own graduates, electrical and mechanical. So if you go there and somebody is asking how much is the area, so just imagine we are having 1000 kilowatt generation there. What is the minimum area required? What is the minimum area required? 3000 square meter. So how many cents of land? 1 cent of land is 40 square meter. So find out how many cents is minimum required. If you want gap in between for mobility, again it has to add. This is the way we calculate the area of solar panels required. This is a very vital information for the electrical students. There is a technical term in radiation which is called albedo, A-L-B-E-D-O. What is albedo? It is the reflectivity. For example, the reflectivity of Earth is on an average 0.31. Means what? If 100 units energy is radiated onto the Earth, 31 units will be reflected back, either by reflection or by refraction. That constant 0.31 is called the albedo. Do you understand? So the albedo is more. Albedo increases based on the planet's distance. For Mercury and Venus, albedo is very less. That is why they are very hot. On Earth, 31% is reflected back. So temperature cooling is there. Because night time, daytime also 31%, night time also 31%. So night time no energy is incident. That is why Earth heats and cools. This albedo factor is very important. It is called the reflectivity, and land is having more albedo than water. You know that 70% of the Earth's surface is water. Land is only 30%. So land is having more albedo compared to water. What about the average temperature of our planets? Average temperature of Earth is around 15 degrees centigrade. Average means average of India, average of Africa, average of Arctic, average of Antarctic, average of Europe, all those together, around 15 degrees. In India, the average temperature is around 25 plus. If you take the entire year, whereas in a place like Iceland, the average temperature may be 0 to 2. So it varies. And the average temperature is very high on Mercury. I told Mercury doesn't have high albedo. So Mercury is having a temperature of 180. What is the albedo of Mercury? 0.1. Venus is having high albedo. So Venus is cooler. Whereas Mars is having very less albedo. Mars is very hot compared to Earth. That is why there is a very famous book. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. The author feels that women are more cooler compared to men. Let it be. Anyway, that's only literary work. Now we see what is called greenhouse effect. What is the word meaning of greenhouse? Greenhouse means in European countries, in the colder season, in the winter season, they used to make a glass house. Why? If the glass house is not there, in the cold temperature, the plants will lose its water content, and that is called wilting. W-I-L-T-I-N-G. So they will lose the water content, and the plants will start wilting, and they will die out. To prevent that, the Europeans used to have a system of glass house to keep the plants live during the winter, during the earlier season. That house used to be called as greenhouse. Now what happens is, the earth is becoming a greenhouse. Earth is becoming a greenhouse. Why? Over the earth there is an atmosphere. We have 4 layers of atmosphere. Yes? Which are the 4 layers of atmosphere? Troposphere, stratosphere, ionosphere, exosphere. Ionosphere is more concerned to electronics and electrical people, because ionosphere is that area which reflects back the signals. Which reflects the electronic signals, it is ionosphere mostly. Okay, now coming back to the spheres, over this, there will form what is called a gaseous cover. Some gases will cover here, over the earth, especially carbon dioxide gas. Why? Because any production in the world, on earth, produces carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas is emitted, it goes around, and it forms a layer. Added to that carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, nitrogen peroxide, all these things form a layer, and it prevents the albedo. How it prevents the albedo? We just imagine there is a ball. Over the ball you are keeping a plastic cover. When the ball is trying to emit back radiation, this plastic cover is stopping it. That plastic cover-like layer of gas is called the greenhouse layer of gas. So it prevents the radiation going back. When is the earth the coolest? We have lived so many years. When do you feel earth is the coolest on a day? Any idea? Night, what time? You are right, night. What time? It is around 1 hour, 45 minutes before the sunrise. That time is called Brahma Muhurta in Sanskrit. Brahma Muhurta stands for the time when the earth is the coolest. The water will be the coolest. Why? Throughout night it has been radiating back and it becomes cool. And that time is called the coolest time. Okay, so when the radiation is prevented, the earth will start heating up. This heating up of the earth is what is called greenhouse effect. In the actual greenhouse in European countries, we keep up the temperature by covering with glass. In the case of earth, a layer of gases is covering the earth and that is called greenhouse effect. What are the harmful effects of greenhouse effect? Ice will melt, temperature will rise. That is the biggest danger. Temperature will rise. The variation of the temperature. Why this greenhouse effect is now increasing? What is the reason? Greenhouse effect has increased from the end of 18th century. Anybody knows the reason for that? Why the greenhouse effect is increasing in this period? See the change of the average earth temperature, average sea temperature, it is going up and the content of ice is going down. Why it so happens? Because this is how the temperature is moving. See the temperature changes over the last 150 years. This will be more clear when we check different estimates of temperature by the end of this century. This century is going to end by 2100. If we take 2000, the temperature is at 0 level. 2100, the temperature may go up to 5 degree extra. Palakkad, last year how much was the temperature? Last year Palakkad temperature. How much was maximum? No idea. How much was the maximum temperature of Palakkad last year? Anybody? It went up to how much? Yes, 42 degree on an average. So by year 2100, what will be the temperature at Palakkad? Yes, 5 degree more, 47 degree. Even now you are unable to bear. So how will you bear 47 degree? This is the danger of greenhouse effect. The earth temperature is warming up. This gives you an idea about how the temperature is warming up. Take for India, you see what is the range of temperature for India at the end of this century. By 2070 to 2100, the temperature in India will be rising between 4 to 5 degrees centigrade. Whereas the temperature in North Pole will be rising by around 7 to 8 degrees centigrade. Got it? So this is one of the major dangers which we are having. Because the carbon dioxide content is increasing from 1780 onwards, the carbon dioxide content is increasing. Why it is increasing? We started industrialization, machines for production. That is why it is increasing like that. And these are the human produced greenhouse gases. Maximum human produced greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide. Then so many gases like methane, ethane, etc. And added to that, the population is increasing. Urban population gives rise to what is called excessive production of greenhouse gases. Urban population in India will soon become 100 crores. Urban population. Right now the urban population is around 80 crores in India. It will soon become 100 crores. And this is the danger. What is the danger? The possible likelihood of global warming is disturbing. And added to it, there is one more danger, the ozone depletion. What do you mean by ozone depletion? The ozone cover over the earth. This is the ozone cover. There is a protective ozone layer over the earth. And that ozone layer is being depleted by, being eaten up by gases, especially chlorofluorocarbons, carbon dioxide, methane. These are the gases which eat up the ozone. These are the compounds mostly causing ozone depletion. They are called in general CFCs, CHCs, etc. And all these various sources give rise to the effects like this: skin cancer, then premature aging, then cataracts, and such medical reasons. And this is what is called the ozone hole. In the Antarctica pole, the ozone layer has been totally depleted. That central region of the globe, the Antarctica region, the ozone is highly depleted. This we call as the ozone hole. So ozone hole is nothing. The ozone in that area is totally diminished. It is totally gone.